want to thank each and every one of you that have given any form of support towards my channel. I've been making content for 1.5 years as of now, and getting this far in what felt so soon is awesome, and I never expected to go anywhere. At first, I thought making videos was something I was going to be interested in for a few months, and then I'd lose motivation and we'd never meet. I didn't really expect lots of positive feedback from others, and because of you, I've been so motivated and I have tons of passion on this channel that I didn't think could be real. And I know, it's not a lot, but it's more than I expected. So, thank you. Anyways, I haven't been able to bring this up before, but it's nice to separate the wall between me and the viewers and just talk. And this is what I wanted to do at least once. I'm sure there are questions people may have about me, whether it's something they want to know about me or my opinion about certain things. And that's what I'm going to do. A while ago, I asked some fans if they had any questions for me, and they delivered. So I'm going to go through all of them. What are your favorite video games? And do I play Animal Crossing? I was always a Nintendo fan, mostly into Mario growing up. The most memorable Mario game for me was Super Mario 3D World for the Wii U. I also remember going to a friend's house and we'd play Kirby's Epic Yarn on the Wii and Minecraft. These games are the closest to me, and the most nostalgic in my opinion. On the other hand, Animal Crossing will forever hold a special place in my heart. It was a game I got invested in during the summer 2020, and I played it every day, for 2.5 years straight. As of now, I have 2,170 hours in it, which is the most amount of hours I ever put in a game. But I don't play it anymore because I got bored and I have other stuff to do, like YouTube. If you had any superpowers, what would they be? I'm kinda stuck between two superpowers because both of these I like the most. It's either time control or telepathy. I've always fantasized about being able to control time, specifically freezing time, because just imagine how beneficial it could be. Stuck in an argument, freeze time to think of a good comeback. Stuck on a test question, freeze time and cheat. Not that you should cheat, but come on, that would be so cool. As for telepathy, I want it just because I want to be sure if anyone thinks anything negatively about me. That way, I know who to avoid because you can't trust anyone in this world. What is the scariest, weirdest thing that has happened to you? Also, I like your art style and videos. Thank you. And the scariest thing was many years ago when one of my relatives got into a car accident. She was walking across the crosswalk and a car rammed into her. I wasn't there to see it, but my parents had to help her during the time, leaving me alone. When you're a kid, alone at night, and all you have is your brother who is hardly close to you, that's pretty scary. I did visit her in the hospital, and thinking about it now just scares me even more. It was the first time I ever witnessed a family member severely hurt. Now, don't worry anyone, she's completely fine and has healed. This all happened years ago. Do you know about Friger Arrow? Clearly, I must be living under a rock, because I had no idea that there was an actual name for this style. As a 2000s kid, yes, I definitely have seen this before. If you could go have dinner anywhere in the world, with anyone in the world, who and where would it be, and why? A place I really want to go to is Japan. I can't specify where I'd go, but I'm so fascinated about their culture, and I'd bring my family and especially my friends who speak hopefully enough Japanese so we can get our message across like a couple of foreigners. We're Asian too, that still counts. If you had to choose one song to leave on loop for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? I would choose Hide and Seek by Imogen Heap. If you don't know this song, you've most likely heard it before because it's a meme. It's the meme song that goes, "What you say?" Since it was a meme, that's how I found the song. And it's a lot more deep than you think, and I love how unique it is. I feel like, depending on my mood, it could fit the setting of the situation in a lot of places, and it's a difficult song for me to get tired of. If you were in the movie The Matrix and you had to choose between the red and blue pill, which would you choose? I mean, if I'm in the Matrix, I'd go with the red pill, unless my life is already so damn awesome that I wouldn't want it any other way. Which it isn't. What and who inspired you to start YouTube? Being a YouTuber was a dream I've always wanted to do for many years, but the problem was I didn't have the right equipment to start, nor did I know what type of content I was going to create. Around 2018, 2019, I've gained so much inspiration from many storytime animators, specifically The Odd Ones Out and Jaden Animations, who were the ones I watched the most. I liked art and drawing, but back then I could never draw digital art the way they do. Until 2022, I was talking to a friend about wanting to become a storytime animator just to get a feel for it. She liked the idea and encouraged me to become one, and so I did. And look where I am now. She was my first subscriber. Have you listened to Everywhere at the End of Time or any fan projects inspired by it? Considering 2 people have asked me this question, I assume it's quite popular. I've never listened to it, but I looked it up and it's very eerie and deep when you understand the meaning. Have you ever used Character AI? I've never used it, but based on that name, I can already tell what that is. I'm a lonely person, but not that lonely that I need to talk to a computer to feel like I have friends. What factors have contributed to you being a more introverted person? I guess being surrounded by the wrong type of people. I can be talkative if I want to, or if I'm comfortable being with that person. But for the most part, I've always loved solitude and independence. I liked being free and being able to do what I want without the need of dragging people along that journey, as long as they don't majorly interfere with it. But to be honest, I'm just really lonely and I got used to it. Way too used to it. Do you love your job as a YouTuber? Most definitely. Just to clarify, YouTube is not my job. Unless I failed college and have nothing else to do with my life. But seriously, the money and the internet fame is not what I love as a YouTuber. It's about the passion and the community that I've built. Despite making videos being such a tedious process, it's always nice to hear back from people and hear their own perspectives. It's something I really wanted to have when being a YouTuber. We're like, practically friends at this point. Can we be friends? I'm curious about if you're autistic. No, I'm not autistic. At least, not that I know of. I just have really bad social skills. Like a pathetic introvert. Do you like French vanilla cappuccinos from Tim Hortons? I've never tried them. It sounds good though. Honestly, I don't go to Tim Hortons very often, but when I do, I just get a cookie or a donut with some hot chocolate, because I'm a chocolate freak. Do you like Pokemon? P.S. It's okay to not like it. This may surprise some people. Even though I grew up as a Nintendo fan, I never got into Pokemon ever. I don't have anything against it, I just have no willingness to play it at all. What's your favorite color? It's all the colors on this sweater. Okay, actually, my favorite color changed over time as I got older. I always liked blue as a kid because of gender stereotypes making me like the color, but then it changed to red and now it's turning into pink. So guess what, Mom and Dad? Boys can like pink too. I don't care if it's a girl color. Who is your favorite YouTuber? Back then, my favorite YouTuber was Popular MMOs, one of the largest Minecraft YouTubers in his prime, and LD Shadow Lady, another famous Minecraft YouTuber. But now I've grown to more mature content creators for older audiences like Brett Cooper and Misha Petrov. Coincidentally, all of our first videos were uploaded in 2022. How has school been going lately? It has surely improved since then. I've always emphasized how much of a silent person I am, but within my last year of high school, I've been making more friendships and connections than ever. And guess what? It sucks! No one really cares about being a senior, we all just want to graduate now. The earlier years of high school were the years that I wanted to make more genuine friends, and I only get to experience that for 1 year, and my last. Imagine how much more to my life that I could have gotten if it was like this back then. How was your Valentine? How was Valentine's Day for me this year? Nothing different, because I don't have a Valentine. And who needs one? Every Valentine's Day I look around to see everyone I know that are in relationships, and it's a weird sight to see, because nothing about it seems that intriguing anyway. What drawing tablet do you use for your videos? I use an iPad Pro, and I got it in 2021. It's my first time using an Apple Pencil, and it's quite nice. When did you start drawing? I've always been drawing, my whole life. I was never really looked up upon in school for being an art kid, but I have gotten opportunities to really shine and get a round of applause for being an artist. But I'd like to keep in mind that I've never gone to an art class before. At least, I've never gone to one that has helped me improve my art skills. 95% of my drawing skills came from experience and are entirely self-taught. So don't expect me to be a Picasso or a Leonardo da Vinci, because really, I'm not even an expert. Did you have a Wii back in the day, considering it was considered the most kid-friendly console at the time? I haven't watched all of your videos, so you may have answered this before in one of them. No, I've never brought this up because I've never owned a Wii myself, but my brother used to have one and I remember him owning Super Mario Galaxy on it. But I never played it because I was too scared to play video games on my own. I would always have to ask him to play with me because I didn't like playing alone. Don't ask me, I was a wimpy 7-year-old. My friend also owned a Wii, and we played Kirby's Epic Yarn, and it was the first Kirby game I played. So I never owned a Wii, but around 2014 I bought a Wii U, which was the first ever console I owned myself. What's an event situation that's happened that you've wanted to make into a storytime video but never knew how to? In general, there are a lot of stories in my life that I want to talk about, but it would be impossible to expand on and make it into one full video of its own. Otherwise, I would need to simplify it and merge it with another topic. A story I wanted to bring up, but couldn't, was in high school we were doing a project for science class where we were given an egg that was going to drop and we had to think of ways to prevent it from being cracked by using recyclable only material. My partner was thinking of testing him by dropping it outside the classroom window. She went outside to pick it up after, and then a teacher caught us, and we were causing a scene, and all the older kids around me were probably thinking, the hell is this kid doing? The embarrassing thing about this was that this was my partner's idea, and it's making me look stupid. Well, screw those kids, because our project was a success, and our egg was unharmed. This is what it looked like. I wanted to talk about this, but it's so difficult to bring up in a video. What is your favorite state in the USA? This is a weird question, because I'm Canadian and I don't have much experience in America, so I don't really have a proper answer for it because I have no idea what the other states of America are like. I guess the only reasonable answer I can give is Washington. It's the only state that I've ever traveled to, because some of my family lives there. Now for the final question. What's the story or lore behind your Persona OC? My character design takes all the way back to my Animal Crossing phase. Back in 2020, I was a huge fan of the design of my Animal Crossing character, and I wanted to draw it. Here is where the design originated from, and here are some of my first attempts at drawing it. Over time, I've gotten better at drawing this design, and I've altered a few things to it, such as the bag is gone and the white cap is replaced with a flower. And since I've brought this up, here's a fun fact. The Animal Crossing style is not only the origin of my character design, but also the origin of my main art style, and drawing my character was the first time using it. If you compare the two, you can see the similarities, but I really like how I've maintained it so much that it's now an art style I'm comfortable with. And that's all the questions I have for today. Thank you to the ones who submitted questions to me, and thank you for sticking around. I hope this video in some way helped you learn more about me. I'm really thankful for all the support I've been given. I know I haven't gotten this opportunity to talk to you guys on a closer level, so it's nice to do something different than I normally do. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.